Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Can't start off today's show without first paying tribute to Jose Antonio Reyes, who sadly passed away yesterday in a car crash. Dreadful, dreadful news. They had a moment, minutes of applause for him at the Champions League final last night. And it's absolutely devastating news. Of course, he was an invincible, played for Arsenal for 3 seasons, was still playing in the Spanish second division at the age of 35. So that just showed you his enthusiasm that he had for football. I remember Arsenal signing him and us being all really enthusiastic about what he was going to bring to the team because we needed that player out wide. And he did brilliantly for Arsenal. And as I said, was an invincible, came in about halfway through the season, but was an invincible player, and really sad. Won the Europa League 5 times with Atletico Madrid and also 3 times with Sevilla. And Spanish international, and you know, I'm sure the whole nation of Spain is as devastated as we are over here as Arsenal fans. And rest in peace, Jose Antonio Reyes. Of course, it was the Champions League final last night, and phew, I breathe a sigh of relief, even though Liverpool were very, very poor on the night, and Tottenham, if they had anything about them, could have, you know, done something against Liverpool. I've never seen Liverpool that bad, but Liverpool got the job done, and that was a big relief to Arsenal fans, because Tottenham winning that and having that over us as winning the Champions League before us would have been dreadful, but normal things are restored, and they still haven't won anything. Although, let's not, you know, try and sweep it under the carpet. This season, they've been better than us. They finished higher than us. They got to the Champions League final. And we really have to get our act together as Arsenal Football Club if we're not going to end up getting overtaken by Spurs, you know. Already they're ahead of us. Let's be real about it. We don't like Tottenham. They're our deadliest rivals. But at the moment, they're ahead of us. They were in the Champions League final. We were in the Europa League final. You know, it tells you all you need to know right now about where the 2 teams are at. So Arsenal need to get themselves back together, pick ourselves up and start really behaving like the club we are. Now, one of the things we desperately need, as all Arsenal fans know, is a centre-back. We need to sort the defence out. That is where the major problems lie. We know that. Arsenal this season, we scored goals. Even though I'd like to see more goals from midfield, but we've been very reliant on our 2 top quality strikers in Lacazette and Aubameyang. If it hadn't been for them, I don't know what would have happened. But the defence, time and time and time again, has let us down. So surely Unai Emery knows that that needs serious fixing over the summer, or we're going to end up in the same position as we were last season, if not worse. Now, lots of defenders and centre-backs being linked with Arsenal at the moment. One of the biggest names to emerge today is Jerome Boateng. Jerome Boateng, of course, who plays for Bayern Munich. He's 30 now, World Cup winner, top quality defender. We don't need no more strikers. And said to be available for around about £15 million. He, of course, as I said, World Cup winner, highly experienced, has won leagues. He's done it all. However, I see a defender on the decline. I mean, over the last couple of years, he's not been himself. He hasn't featured regularly for Bayern Munich, hence the fact that they're actually trying to sell him. Not even featuring that much for the German team. He was very poor in the last World Cup. Remember that game when they conceded loads of goals. So, is he the answer to our defence? Is he that guy? For me personally, I'm not sure. He would be available, they reckon, at a cut price, £15 million, which is very, very cheap for a striker of his pedigree. But is he the answer now going forward long term? As I said, 30 years of age. I'm not sure. And the rumours are that he doesn't really want to come to the Premier League. He'd prefer a move to PSG or to Spain. But let's see how that one develops it out. But Arsenal said to be interested in Boateng. Another defender that they're interested in comes out of Spanish football. He plays for Getafe. His name is Dijon Dagenham. as I said, plays for Getafe, Togolese, Togo international, 27 years of age. Had a really, really good standout season for Getafe. He's really a converted midfielder. He used to be more played as a defensive midfielder, but slotted perfectly into the centre-back position last season and did really, really well. Hence, Arsenal was having a serious look at him. Unai Emery, of course, knows a lot about the Spanish players, or should I say players playing over there in Spain, and he is very interested in bringing this guy from Getafe. We'll have to keep our eyes on this one. It'll be one of those deals that could get done pretty cheaply, and let's face it, the way Arsenal's budget is looking at the moment, they may be looking for sort of hidden gems. So he could be one of them. So he's been very heavily linked with Arsenal today. Another defender, centre-back, who's been linked heavily with Arsenal, probably for the past few weeks now, is Samuel Umtiti. Umtiti, of course, plays for Barcelona. Still only 25. Remember, he's a World Cup winner with France. Highly experienced player. Said to be very good friends with Lacazette and Aubameyang. And said to be interested in a move to Arsenal. However, he's coming from Barcelona. Barcelona will want a decent fee for him. Will he also now want to come and play in the Europa League? That is the thing as well. And then you add on top of that the fact that he is a player that's had quite a lot of injuries in recent times, a lot of injuries. And that is really what has sort of halted a lot of his progress. And do we need another player that is injured a lot? But certainly, he is a quality centre-back, and that is what we need. He would be the perfect replacement for a Lauren Koscielny, a lot younger, very quick, very mobile, very strong, and as I said, very experienced and a World Cup winner. But will Arsenal move in for him? Well, this summer will tell. I heard Perry Groves the other day, ex-Arsenal player, saying that why don't Arsenal try and have a go to try and prize away Lewis Dunk away from Brighton. And I've got to say, I agree with him. Lewis Dunk I've been really, really impressed with. 27 now, Lewis Dunk. So a good age for a centre-back, Lewis Dunk. And a very, very commanding defender, you know. Big, strong, knows what the Premier League is all about. And, you know, he's playing for Brighton. Surely if Arsenal went in there and they put in a good fee, he'd be tempted. He's just burst into the England team. And for me, he's the type of defender we need. We need a no-nonsense, commanding, leader type, defender who's on the up. And I think Lewis Dunk, even though he's 27, is on the up. And I wouldn't mind seeing him coming in at Arsenal. I don't know what you guys think about the prospect, or it's not a prospect, it's more talk at the moment. But somebody like Lewis Dunk at Arsenal, for me, I'd be very happy with that. But would love you to put in the comments what you feel. Would you be interested in Lewis Dunk at Arsenal? Arsenal linked with another centre-back. Now, this is more the type of centre-back that probably will end up getting his cut price yet again. He plays for Basel over there in Switzerland. His name is Eder Balanta, 26 years of age. He's actually Colombian, but plays over there for FC Basel in Switzerland. Had a good season. Said to be available for as little as £4 million. Now that sounds like an Arsenal type player, right? If ever I saw one. Remember the last player we got from Basel for £5 million, Mohamed El Neni. I remember doing an interview with Claude at the time and he said, listen, he's a £5 million player. That's what you got. But it's that balance, isn't it? Do Arsenal go out there and get an established centre-back like a Lewis Dunk, as I said, who's done it in the Premier League, or do they go for somebody that is from another league that's going to be cheaper but has done very well? Remember, that centre-back position, I think when you play centre-back in Switzerland or centre-back in Spain even, it's a lot different to playing as a centre-back in England. Centre-back in England is a very combative position. You get away with a lot more as regarding, fouls and pushes and little cheeky stuff than what you would say in Spain, for instance. So, but Arsenal desperately in need of a centre-back. It looks like we'll move on, Mustafi. Koscielny, surely it's the end of the road for him as well. He's starting to age. Time to maybe cash in on both of those and bring in somebody fresh. But it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in that centre-back position. Of course, last year it was Socrates who came in. He's been okay. He's done well for parts towards the end of the season. He wasn't that great either. I think Socrates would be all right, but you need a really commanding leader next to him. Let's see what happens with that. And then the other person that really, another position that really needs replacing is Aaron Ramsey. Remember, Ramsey is now a Juventus player. That means, a highly experienced attacking midfielder, a guy that can score goals from midfield, something that we really, really lacked last year. Because he was injured a lot and because, we were trying Ozil there and that. Ozil don't really score enough goals. Who's going to replace Aaron Ramsey? Now, Arsenal said to be looking at a few targets. There's the Uruguayan who plays over there in Argentina for Boca Juniors, and his name is Nahita Nandez. He's 23 years of age. He's a teammate of Lucas Torreira, and Arsenal said to be very interested in bringing him in. There's also another player over there in Argentina. This time, well, actually two players. The first one, his name is Emmanuel Reynoso, 23 years of age, and as I said, an attacking midfielder. And the other one is Ezequiel Palacios, again, very highly rated player, plays for River Plate, only 20, Argentina international. They really, really rate him over there. Arsenal said to be looking at him as well as a replacement for Aaron Ramsey, and that is going to be a hard job, finding a replacement for Aaron Ramsey, who's been a quality player for us over the years. How we've let him go, I still don't know. So, lots of positions to fill over the summer, and as I've said yesterday, the place to find out where it's all happening is here. We'll keep you up to date with all of the rumours, the good ones, the bad ones, the ugly ones. We'll keep you up to date with who Arsenal sign. So keep it locked here each and every day to Transfer Daily.